Welcome back to another edition of Bande Dessinée for Stupid Muricans, where I take a bande dessinée, a French comic book, every week and go through it, go do a simple overview to introduce bande dessinée to my American friends who just don't have access to the European market. We know all about American comics, about Japanese manga. Manga is translated into English and is widely available in bookstores, but it's not the case for bande dessinée. Bande dessinée, for some reason, are not translated, and my friends just don't have access to this market. They don't know what's out there, what exists. Hopefully, they'll bring some attention to it, some interest, and one day we might even see some translations because these are absolutely works of art that merit your attention. So I've got a special one for you today. Let's dive into it. This one is called Les Trois Fantômes de Tesla. So roughly say it means the three ghosts of Tesla. Hold on, I'm trying to get a full screen happening here. Boomerang this already. There we go. This should do well. So again, this one is called The Three Ghosts of Tesla, in French, Les Trois Fantômes de Tesla, by Guilhem and Marazano from Lombard Edition, Le Lombard. Beautiful interior here as soon as you turn the page. And what's interesting is the script and colors are done by Marazano, and the drawings are done by Guilhem. So I assume drawings includes pencils and inks. We have some thanks here. I won't go through too much detail on that. First edition, 2016. So this has been out for a little while. So 9 years so far. It takes place in Manhattan, 1941. And we start right in the midst of the action. Someone's being chased down by these mechanical spiders. So very steampunk aspect to it. And we're thrown right into the action. The character is threatened to spill the beans on a friend of his, and he refuses to say it. We kind of guess who the friend is by the title of the book, but I'm going to try not to get into spoilers as much as I can in the beginning. But obviously, going through the book, you're going to get some spoilers. So if you don't want that, I do recommend you go get it. This one's definitely 2 thumbs up, both for the art and the story. I've just absolutely found this interesting. We follow the story of a young boy and his mother. He just lost his dad in the war. This is Second World War. Is it second or first? Yeah, it's the second, I assume. Yeah, 1941. Okay, I'm good. Here we go. So he comes in, and she shows him the new apartment. We see a picture of his father, recently deceased. They're waiting for his father's remains to be flown back to the country. And they move into a hotel, and he sees a mysterious stranger that lives right next door to him. I'll let you guess who that is. And he wanders off in the streets and meets the boys from the neighborhood. He lives on 21st Street in the Eastern District of New York, and starts to get to know the kids. And they tell him that he happens to live next to the devil. So they all seem very afraid of the mysterious man that lives next to him. And they tell him that they once received a letter from a strange fellow who came in. He's got a mask here, said he had a bad leg and couldn't climb up the stairs. And he asked the kids to go deliver this letter with strange writings to the man in question. Now they're all afraid of him, and never delivered on the promise despite getting some cash. And they know they're going to be in big trouble if the letter doesn't get into the hands of the mysterious stranger. So they ask this new kid here, what's his name again? Travis, I believe. They ask him to take care of it. And Travis comes up. He knocks at the door. No, he doesn't knock at the door. Yes, he does, right here. But he doesn't get an answer just yet. Talks with his mother. His mother gives him a present, a surprise on his bed in the new apartment. And this is a time machine by H.G. Wells. It looks like old editions with a Sphinx image right on there. It looks very authentic. So very realistic art here. And we go into a B plot here. seems to be some fellas who are probably in line with the mafia. Uh, they could not get one of their debtors to pay up, so they push him off the bridge, and that's when we see mysterious lights, and the mafiosos are a little bit paranoid, thinking, "Oh my God, is it his soul? Is it the police? Something's not right with these mysterious lights at the bottom of the East River." So we see there's suits, and there's like three men in suits walking down the riverbed, seemingly looking for something. Then we are back. We are thrown into another plot with a politician, and mentioning about the fact that a hobo died. That's what they call the debtor who was thrown in the river. And I believe they're raising questions with the mysterious lights, but they kind of evade the topic like a politician does. So we see an investigative journalist who's on the story. He's going to come back later. And then we're back with our main protagonist here, the young Travis. And he's doing his homework. He's got some advanced calculus that he's working on. And his mother admires his wall of geniuses. We see Albert Einstein. He mentions Edison and Robert Millikan. I'm not familiar with who that is. And Arthur Compton. I also don't know who that is. If you know who they are, leave a message in the comment. Leave a comment. And she promptly tells him, "Hey, go outside, go play while there's still some sun out there." And he goes back out and meets the kids, and he kind of admits that he hasn't been able to deliver the letter yet. And they're like, "Well, you're just as afraid as we are. So, you're not much better than we are." And he sees the mysterious stranger, his neighbor, go out, and he follows him this time. And he's following him down to Chinatown, up on the bridge. This is the Manhattan Bridge here, mentioned here. And we hear the stranger mention that the people in the river are imbeciles because they're not using the appropriate technology, which is going to have interference with the resonance of the vibrations of the metro. Metro is French for subway. So apparently this man is very smart. I'll let you read between the lines. And the kid is trying to follow him, trying to stay on his trail, but he loses him. And then he sees the mysterious men coming out of the river with the strange gear. And they see that the child has spotted them. Apparently they're trying to work incognito, but it's hard to do when you got flashing lights on you or just blinding lights like that. Kid goes back, runs back into the street, into the city, tries to get away from the men. You see the mechanical spiders are there in the background. And he stumbles upon his mother's place of work. So she works in a factory. She sees him here, and the other women in the factory. The factories are filled with women employees, as the men are all off to war at this time. And there's mentions of them not wanting to work for half salary and all that. That's a good characterization, I would say, with all the characters. It reads really well. There's kind of a slow pacing throughout the book, but it's just to let us get into the characters' heads and kind of discover their personalities nice and slowly. So I really enjoy the pacing of this book. See the mechanical spiders here again. And the kid is just waiting in the stairs, and he's being looked at through the door. What do you call that? The lens through the door. Then we go back to the mysterious men who were searching at the bottom of the river. And our hero here, our protagonist, goes to visit the Empire State Building. His mother was like, "Well, I'm going to take you out and maybe go to Central Park or the Empire State Building." And that's what they decide upon. And he sees his neighbor again. He spots him here, and he's trying to follow him, but loses track of him, bumps into a man who introduces himself as a federal agent. And he kind of gets chummy real quick with both the kid and the mother, trying to saying that he had as much curiosity as the young man did in his time, and starts asking him some odd questions a little bit, trying to figure out if the kid is onto anything, almost as if he's trying to get low-key information from the child. Then they reach the top of the building, top of the Empire State Building, and you see some dirigibles, dirigeables in French, and these used to be able to actually lock onto the building, such as the Empire State Building, and you could actually walk off of them. There's some old pictures I saw of that, which it's not mentioned in the comic here. And then we're back home later in the day, and he's doing his homework, and his friends are now coming to see him, knocking on the door, and he's coming out to see them, but they're already gone. And the mysterious neighbor grabs him by the collar and brings him in aggressively. And he's paranoid. He's asking him, "Are you after my secrets? Or who are you? Why are you spying on me? I saw you follow me at the Empire State Building." And trying to get a lot of information on him. Very paranoid. And it's also, the kid is asking him, "Are you an inventor?" And he says, I'm a scientist, is what he tells him. The next day, we're off to Central Park with the mothers took up the federal agent's invitation to go for a stroll in Central Park with him and the kid. And there they are. He's low-key trying to get information from the child again. And the kid comes back sleeping, and he's being spied on by these mechanical spiders now. So they seem to have tracked him down. We're at the newspaper here, and the journalist is reading up on Nikola Tesla. We learned that Tesla has disappeared. We've heard the mention that Edison has apparently died 10 years ago. So Edison's been gone for a little while, and Tesla is missing. And we see all these absolutely sensational gadgets here, high technology. We see a hologram of the city and this mysterious evil mastermind who reveals himself to be Tesla. Sorry, not Tesla, Edison, who is supposedly dead, but apparently not. So back here with the mysterious neighbor, and he tells us his name at some point. I'm trying to spot it here. Cowlin Slate. So basically, the young child goes into his apartment later on and sees mysterious, well, he sees the walls are full with images of Nikola Tesla and a lot of scientific information. And he understands that Cowlin Slate is an anagram for Nikola Tesla. So his neighbor was in fact Nikola Tesla. He spots the man lying on his bed, and he realizes the man is dead, holding a sort of technological sphere, like a high-tech sphere. He goes to touch it, and a crackle of electricity appears, and an electric ghost of Tesla just appears before him. And we see that Tesla is now in a ghostly form. And he's joined with the ghost of Jet Warrior. I mean, he mentions them. I don't know if they're actually joining him, but we see their images of Jagadish Chandra Bose, one of the greatest scientists of the world, as well as George Orwell, an English writer who you probably know very well. George Orwell is very well known nowadays. And that's where we're left off. This is where we actually learned that the mysterious evil mastermind is actually Edison, who apparently faked his death. And we're left on the last page at a hangar in the old port, I believe. The airport, the military airport, Tama, on the same day. And we see the Japanese emperor. Remember, this is the time of World War II. And the hangar is opening from the top, and we see an incredible number of machines flying up from multiple hangars here. We see men just running out of the hangars in fear. The emperor and his generals seem to be in absolute awe of the machinery that they see flying from the top. And one of the seems to be one of the Japanese folks here says, now the world is really headed towards its end, right? This is the end of the world kind of a feeling that they've got, seeing all these machineries fly out menacingly. This could be a deadly weapon that might change the course of the war, they say. So that's the end of episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this sparks your curiosity into finding out more about French bande dessinée. There's lots of incredible talents, both in the writing and art. And it's kind of wild that the writer is also the colorist here. It's not something you see every day, but it's they seem to make an absolutely great pair, I'll tell you. The story was fantastic read. I love the art. It's very immersive. The cover here is absolutely beautiful. Like, everything about this book makes it feel absolutely precious, like a beautiful part of your collection. If you want to add it to that. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I cover bande dessinée every Saturdays. And next week, I have Tome 2 of Tesla. So let me know in the comments if you want me to cover Tome 2, or if you'd like me to go to another title and keep it varied instead. So thank you for watching all the way to the end. I'm Frederic Guimont, and thank you for being here. See you next week.